Happy Easter, everybody. Subby here. Man, we've got a lot of people already in the streams this morning. Like we're going to get some storms or something today. What we're going to do, we're going to give a little bit of an update on what we can expect today, kind of a little bit on the timing. And then, of course, I'll probably have maybe a couple-hour break, and then we will likely be going live for the course of the afternoon on this Easter Sunday. And again, a lot of people are going to be out traveling today. A lot of people have functions going on today. We're getting a little bit of a break of the rain and thunderstorms, but as you can see here on radar, we've got a lot of storms that's going to be moving up into west central Missouri as the morning goes on. We're also going to see, of course, that chance to see some severe weather. We will get to that here in just a moment. There's been just a little bit of a slight uptick in the potential to see severe weather here in west central Missouri. We definitely want to touch on that here in just a moment. One thing that we don't normally talk a whole lot about, but nonetheless, it is very imperative. We talk about the flooding concerns because, as you guys had seen on my post from earlier today, we received about 3.5 inches of rainfall here in Clinton just over the last 24 hours. This is on top of 3/4 of an inch on Friday as well. So we're going to pick up probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 1, possibly 2 inches of additional rainfall today. So, of course, we already have flood warnings out for many rivers around west central Missouri. That is what you're seeing, all of these green squares. Most of the time I do not keep these up on my screen, but because they're so extensive, I go ahead and wanted to show you guys where those flooding concerns are. Of course, we've got the Grand River here in Henry County over into Bates and parts of Cass. We also have down near El Dorado Springs, Nevada, the Marmatron. A lot of rivers are going to be at their banks and extended out on their banks. So I wanted to show you guys, especially farmers, if you got bottomland, you're really concerned about that river getting up into your crops. So on Subby'sWeatherTalk.com, I'm just going to bring this over here real quick to show you guys before we start getting into the severe threat. If you go under the tab that has all of the great things that we have here on this website, and remember, I make this website for you guys. This is for you all to utilize. It has tons of information. Definitely utilize it. There's so much good info here. If you scroll down to river levels and click on that, that is actually going to allow you to be able to check on any river in the United States. And of course, let's just take a look here at the Grand River just for examples. I'm just a little bit too far south. There's the Grand River right here. This is South Grand at Uric. And notice it's just going to show you, this is up to date too, guys. This is as of 7:15 a.m. this morning. So this is where it is projected to crest at about 28.50, which is in the moderate flood stage that starts at 26 feet. So this is definitely going to be flooding K Highway. You can get so much information right here, and simple link to go to Subby'sWeatherTalk.com. Go down to river levels. You can check out the Big Creek near Huntingdale or Blairstown. It's also expected to be up in the moderate level, and that's going to be by Monday at 1 a.m. It's going to be up 26.5. And remember, we got more severe weather coming in next week on Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's just going to add insult to injury here for for the flooding concerns around these rivers. But definitely utilize this link, all kinds of great information, and you can kind of explore around a little bit. This is the full gauge page. You click on that, and it's going to give you so much information about the rivers and the threat of flooding around your area, especially if you live in those low-lying areas. So never want to discount flash flooding. Flash flooding kills more people each year than even lightning or tornadoes for that matter. So it is definitely a big concern, especially when we're talking about rainfalls totals approaching that 4, 5, 6 inch mark. So definitely utilize that. Also on Subby's Weather Talk, you've got the drought monitor. And especially for you farmers, you want to check out the weekly drought monitor. You can click on that. It's going to show you the up to the date drought index for our area. You can scroll all the way down to the county level on the state if you would like. So a lot of good information there on your website, guys. This is your website. We've got radar that's fully interactive with over 50 different radars to choose from. So definitely utilize that. Of course, we got podcasts. My live feeds link is right there as well. And of course, if anybody wants to pick up any subby swag, courtesy of one of our boys in blue, that is Tyler Covington with O3 Custom engravings. You can check that out as well. So definitely want to let you guys know about the flooding concerns. Let's talk about the threat of severe weather for today. So, and again, nothing. So, through the night, Storm Prediction Center actually put out the risk assessment. They moved it just a little bit further east where the better ingredients are going to go. We were kind of talking in our chat group as well. I have a couple different chat groups that I talk to. The data from all of the models, the SKUTs, everything still showing the potential to see very strong thunderstorms right here in west central Missouri. It's still skeptic on how much recovery that the atmosphere can actually make. That's been a concern of mine for the last couple of days. You know, is there going to be enough energy out there to be able to sustain these thunderstorms, to make them grow in intensity to severe level? I don't think it's going to stop them, guys. I think these things are going to be strong when they come through west central Missouri. I think we have the threat for all modes of severe weather here in west central Missouri. And as of about 7:30 this morning, what I was kind of waiting to see before I went live was that the Storm Prediction Center did move that back to the level 3 out of 5, enhanced, the best chance to see tornadoes today. They moved it back to the west, incorporating just about all of west central Missouri that we cover right now. So our wind threat for today is definitely going to be sky high for strong straight line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. The hail threat for today also is not quite as significant, but we still have that 10% chance to see hail larger than the size of quarters. So that's going to be a threat. And then we go to the tornado threat. And this is what's concerning to me, guys, is the fact that not only are we in that 10% area for the potential to see tornadoes, but we are also in this black hatched area, all of west central Missouri. What that means is that there is a significant threat of tornadoes in this black hatched area, in which we could see a couple of very strong tornadoes, EF2, EF3, or larger, anywhere in this black hatched area. So this is really our first significant tornado risk in west central Missouri that we've had this season. So again, we've been planning on this. We've been talking about it for the last week. Hopefully everybody has their plan. Everybody has everything in place. Unfortunately, it's hitting us on Easter Sunday when everybody has plans out there. So we definitely need to be paying very close attention today to all of the updates. I'll likely be live for probably I'm going to tell you probably around 11 o'clock or so. We're going to start to see these influx of tornado watches going out for west central Missouri and the surrounding areas. And once the tornado watches begin, I will likely be live, and I am planning on being live through the course of the afternoon. As you guys know, I do have backup power for internet. I that was one of the additional things that I did get courtesy to our fundraising raffle. So internet is not going to be a problem. It's all underground, and I have backup power as well for that. So if for some reason I lose power, I have a means to go live via laptop with full internet connectivity. So I am planning on being live probably through the course of the afternoon. Unfortunately, as this risk will start at the state line and work its way east relatively slowly. It's not going to be one single line moving through. We're going to have several discrete cells, line segments that's going to be moving through west central Missouri starting probably sometime around 11 a.m. to the noon time through around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Before the threat actually moves off to the east. So let's take a look at a little bit of the timing that we have going on with these storms here, and then I will come back to chat and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. So this is brand new. Let's see. This is brand new data. This is the 12Z short-term model. So, matter of fact, it's still loading up hours 30 through 48, but we don't need to go out that far. As you can see, we're kind of in a little bit of a lull right now. We do have a warm front that is moving to the north. We are also seeing an influx of moisture that is being pulled into west central Missouri. Also, another key ingredient to thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm formation. You got to remember there's four ingredients that it takes to make severe thunderstorms. You got to have moisture, and we have a big influx of moisture coming in from the Gulf of America moving into our area. You have to have instability. You have to have those CAPE values. Remember CAPE, CAPE, that stands for the convective available potential energy. That's energy that drives these thunderstorms. It's going to be modest today. It's going to be sitting up there, right? It's measured in joules. If you think back in maybe physics class 30, 40 years ago, if you remember, joules is a term that we use to measure energy. Okay, so we're kind of looking for somewhere but over 600, 700, and right now we're poised to be about 800 joules, 900 joules of surface energy. So that's definitely enough to get these severe storms going. So we have moisture, we have instability, we have to have a lifting mechanism, something that's going to force that air to rise, and we have that low pressure system, that front that's going to be moving through our area. So that's definitely part of it. And then we have a wind shear. That's our fourth ingredient. Wind shear is the difference of of wind direction as you go up in the atmosphere. And of course, with that warm front and cold front lifting north, we're going to have winds coming from the northwest, from the southwest, and where they meet, we're going to have lots of wind shear. And where that meets is going to look like it's going to be draped right across west central Missouri down to southwest Missouri. So all the ingredients are there for the potential of seeing some significant thunderstorms this afternoon. And we will start to see that here as I go through time. This is 9 o'clock this morning, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, noon. And look what starts to happen here right around the noon to 1 o'clock time frame. We start seeing some more significant thunderstorms start to erupt down here to the southwest of west central Missouri. And then as we go through the day, just look at that line of thunderstorms. These are going to be very strong. They are going to continue to intensify as they move east. So again, we're going to be right at the beginning stages of these strong thunderstorms, and they are going to work their way east, intensifying. So by the time they get to, say, a Lafayette County, Johnson County, Henry County, Pettis, Benton, all the way down to Greene County, these storms are definitely going to have that potential for very strong straight line winds, a significant tornado or two is possible anywhere along this line of storms. So we're definitely going to have to stay weather aware as we go into lunch hour. If you're going to be, guys, I've tried to get to so many of your questions on Facebook. I had over 600 messages here just as of this morning that came in overnight to this morning. I'm trying to answer as many of them as I can. That's the reason why I like to do these live, so I can get questions answered and I can get the information out to you guys. But please, before you start asking all the questions, go down through our posts and see if you can find an update, because I feel horrible if I can't get to your question. But a lot of these questions could be answered by looking at one of the previous posts 2 or 3 down. So if you would check out all of our updates. I pinned them under the featured. So when you get on, check the featured post of the day, and you can find a lot of the updates right there. But we're definitely, and again, this is going to be our first significant tornado threat that we've had here in west central Missouri. So we're definitely, we've practiced up. We've had 2 or 3 practice runs already this spring. So we're just going to, have a plan in place, know what we're going to do if we get a warning, and have multiple means to be able to get the warnings and the watches to you. Again, weather radios are still doing great. I do believe they fixed them properly where we won't have that issue again. But make sure you have an app on your phone, Storm Shield, American Red Cross, Emergency. Let's just make sure we have multiple means to be able to receive warnings and watches. We've been talking about this for the last week. We've been preparing. So hopefully everybody is ready to go for this afternoon. Hopefully something will change. Maybe not quite enough instability. Maybe the atmosphere doesn't quite recover. We can always hope. But right now, here we are, probably about 4 hours away from storm initiation. And it's painting a pretty ugly picture across west central Missouri. So you guys know me. I don't like to overhype things. I don't like to underhype things. I just want everybody to be prepared. And right now, and again, with our first significant tornado threat here in west central Missouri, I want to make sure you guys are prepared. I'm not overhyping anything, But from all of the information that I have, everything that I know on my end, as well as what the Storm Prediction Center and the experts at the National Weather Service is saying, we need to be prepared for some strong storms this afternoon. So let me jump up here to the millions of messages we have here on chat, and I'll try to get to you guys here. Good morning, Lavella. Happy Easter to you too, Amanda. Kevin's going to be out and about. He's the local storm chaser as well. He's going to be out monitoring the severe weather. We're also going to have Matt Jones and Nader Boys are going to be out locally, probably right here in West Central Missouri. We're going to have Matt Jones. He's going to be out in the Springfield area. As I'm going live, I am also going to be utilizing their chaser feeds on our page so we can kind of see what's going on here in our neck of the woods, as well as maybe just a little bit further south. I'm going to be trying to cover as much territory as I can in detail, since we have such a significant risk of seeing severe thunderstorms today. Oh, Chuck, he's going to be going fishing. Yeah. Yeah, those blues, man, they're going to be running those rivers. I'm actually a little bit excited. Hopefully, severe weather next week won't slow down my fishing any. Good morning, Dorothy. Hi, MH. Absolutely. I'm going to have family time today. Don't you worry. We might we might have to have family time in the basement, but we're going to have family time today as long as we're together, right? Good morning, Sally. Hi, Drake. Good morning, Barb and Jennifer. Thanks, Jeff. Jeff Smith, Storm Chaser Jeff Smith. He's another one of our little group. He's up in Northeast Kansas, and he really monitors Northeast Kansas, Eastern Kansas, Northwest Missouri. We have a lot of friends and family. I know I do. You guys probably too, up there in the Kansas City Metro, Northwest Missouri. We utilize Jeff for those threats up in that area too. And one of the big reasons I utilize this is, well, number one, I want to share their streams. They take time out and actually kind of a dangerous job getting out there and chasing what most of us run to the basement on. But for the most part, they give me an idea what's going on the ground. A lot of times, you guys don't get to see what's going on in the background when I'm live with you guys. Is I'm texting these guys, they're out and about. Hey, what are you seeing? I'm showing rotation at this area, or I'm seeing golf ball size hail at this location. What can you tell me? And they help me decipher what actually is going on the ground versus what I'm looking at on radar. So I rely on them relatively heavy to be able to get me some reports. And I thought, what better way to do that? Maybe incorporate them into my stream. We could go over and let you guys see what they're seeing on the ground when they're out and about as well. So I appreciate all the support there, Jeff Smith. Wow, Barb said 5 inches in rain gauge. She's over in Benton County. Lakeview Heights area, which is just kind of south and east of Lincoln, Missouri, in Benton County. 5 inches in the rain gauge. Hi, Haiti. Good morning. So, those of you, Chuck kind of mentioned, those of you Monday morning, of course, that turkey season. So I think Monday's going to be the day to get out. Probably Tuesday morning would be a good morning to get out. We do have more thunderstorms supposedly coming in Tuesday night into Wednesday, possibly Thursday. It's a smaller storm system, but we're definitely going to be watching for that potential of severe weather yet again. And of course, any more rain that we get is just going to add insult to injury to the flooding concerns. Hey, sis. Oh, yeah, I got some sleep. Yeah, Remington, my son, I don't think he. We kind of binge watched we kind of binge watched, we missed like the last 4 episodes. If you guys haven't seen it, it's really a great little mini series. It is on Prime, and it is the story of David and Goliath. So we hadn't watched the last 4 episodes, so we binge watched them last night, and very very good series. And so we watched that, and then I crashed out. I think it was about oh gosh, I don't know, probably about 10:30. I looked at the models at 10 o'clock, crashed out, and then woke back up about 3. So definitely got some sleep in. Oh no, Joan down in Benton County with the flooded shop. Good morning, Mama. Mama's on here. Mama Subby's on here. That I gotta behave. She'll still ground me. And when I say ground me, that means she'll stop cooking. When Mama Subby stops cooking, that's when I get antsy. So I gotta behave. All right, so let's just kind of recap here just a little bit, guys. And it's so hard. Bring this over here. It's so hard to imagine that here we are. It's 8:42 in the morning. It's 52 degrees, and we're thinking about the potential of severe weather here in about 4.5 hours. This is, it's just hard. It's hard for me to think about severe weather when it's cloudy and damp and cool outside, 52 degrees, but things are going to be changing so fast, so quickly. But still, as it just fascinates me that here we are at 52 degrees, just a chilly morning, kind of drizzly, cloudy outside, and we're talking about potential of severe weather here in about 4 to 5 hours. So, and I think that's what's causing me to not have full confidence that the atmosphere is going to recover, that we are going to get these thunderstorms, only because we're looking at a 4-hour transition here, and the atmosphere isn't going to recover, but I think it will. But that's what's been speculating on my mind here over the last 2 days, is how much is the atmosphere going to recover. But again, we can only hope. Maybe it might not recover fully. Maybe these thunderstorms will blow up maybe in central Missouri and not here in west central Missouri. So, and again, we have to stay weather aware through the course of the entire afternoon. Oh, contraire, sister. She did not cook for you because you are not here. She is cooking for me and Remington. So, snooze, you lose. You don't want to come down for Easter. So, All right, so let's. I want to do a recap here, and again, I'm not going to take up much more time for your morning, as you're going to get plenty of me this afternoon. So, as you can see, we've got a little clearing right now. We got a little break from the rain and the thunderstorms right now, but we're going to have a big cluster of thunderstorms that's going to be moving up into west central Missouri. Will likely be in rain and thunderstorms, probably in the 10, 11 o'clock time frame. And then as that front continues to lift, we're going to see those thunderstorms probably quickly turn severe, with all modes of severe weather for all of west central Missouri. So this is not just going to be for part of west central Missouri, all of west central Missouri. And when I'm talking all, and again, I'm talking Cass, Johnson, Pettis, Benton, St. Clair, Henry, and Vernon County in west central Missouri. Those are the counties that I'm referring to when I talk about WCMO. That's west central Missouri. And those are kind of our key counties we deal with. We're on the southern end of the Kansas City Weather Office, and we're on the northern end of the Springfield office. So we're kind of right in the middle. We want to make sure everybody stays up to date in that area. I am also going to be covering that entire line of thunderstorms as it turns severe this afternoon. So we're gonna have Nader boys likely out here in my neck of the woods, out here in probably Bates, Henry, possibly Pettis County. We're going to have Matt Jones from 417 Chasers. He's going to be down around Greene County, down in southwest Missouri. He's going to be following the storm down in that neck of the woods. So we're going to be utilizing them to kind of help us decipher what's going on out there. And of course, I'll have all of the latest information straight from the meteorologists at National Weather Service. I've got a link where, I mean, they're 24/7, 365 at our disposal. So if I have any questions, if I have any concerns, I go directly with them in real time. So we're going to have this covered in all directions. And again, I'm not fear mongering. I'm not out there trying to get a few extra clicks like so many of those social media sites out there that I've seen. But I don't overhype anything, guys. I mean, you can only share the information that you know. And from everything that I can see right now, our area here in west central Missouri, for those counties I just mentioned, do have that chance to see a few strong to severe thunderstorms this afternoon, with all modes of severe weather possible, including the chance of one or two significant tornadoes in west central Missouri. And that meaning EF2, EF3, or greater is likely in our area. So our first real significant tornado threat for west central Missouri. We have more of them to come this season, but this is our first one. So this is the reason why we need to stay weather aware, have flashlights and batteries. Flashlight and batteries. That didn't make sense. How about batteries and flashlights? We definitely want batteries and flashlights. Make sure you have a good battery in your weather radio. Make sure you have multiple means to receive warnings and watches. And I think if we have this plan in place, guys, we'll get through that just fine. We have a lot of people out there that's looking out for us, and yeah, we'll get through it just fine. But we just have to have a plan and be prepared. They did, Kelly. So if you notice, up until all this last 7 days, of course, weather radio has been working without a hitch. If you notice, there were some times where you had to reset your weather radios a couple times. Well, that was all due to them fixing the issue, fixing the transmission line from Telecom and Verizon that communicates from the National Weather Service to our tower here in Clinton in Henry County near Shawnee Mound. So they temporarily fixed it during our last little severe outbreak, and then it faulted again. So they went ahead, took the time, and fixed it properly. So we should not have any more problems this season. But again, that's one of the reasons why that we have to have multiple means to receive these warnings and watches just in case. So we learned that kind of the hard way during the severe event when weather radios went down. You're left there going, oh no, what do I do now? And that's the reason why you have to have multiple means to be able to get these warnings. Wow, Janet. Now 6.5 inches, you empty your rain gauge. I'm assuming that also includes probably from Wednesday till today. That include our Wednesday and Friday's rain as well. That's about what I've got. I've gotten just a little over 6 inches total since Wednesday. So I'm assuming that's probably what your rain gauge is showing. Hi, Mary Branson. Okay, yeah, let me bring that. Let me bring over my. This is the latest data that we have. So, of course, let me get this over. You can see it a little better. Matter of fact, let's just go down to a local level. And so, of course, with Branson being down here, so really for Branson, really the biggest severe threat is really you probably really need to be where you need to go by around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Because that's about the time it's going to be coming across the line going through Springfield. The most intense storms will be. And then by 4 o'clock, it should be in your neck of the woods. So, and again, just make sure probably by, 3 o'clock, you're in the area that you want to be. And then, of course, have a plan in place in case a warning is issued for your area down there in Branson. One thing that I might mention too on that, Mary, and especially since you're coming from the YouTube side of things. So one of my colleagues of the LRC and Weather 2020 is Doug Hetty, and he is out of Joplin. And he has already put out a couple updates this morning for the Branson area, Joplin, Oklahoma, Arkansas area. That's kind of the area that he covers. And his last name is spelled Heady. And Doug is a great guy. And of course, he's along with Gary Lezak, work on the LRC, part of Weather 2020. So, he's right in. I mean, we all are connected with that LRC, and he does a really good job covering severe weather down in the South. So, definitely look him up. He gives daily updates, and he does kind of similar to me. He's kind of laid back, and he just kind of gives an update every day. He's already had 2 updates this morning. Matter of fact, I was up with him at 3 a.m. this morning, and I don't know. I find it kind of funny because a lot of times I wake up, just that natural sense, say 3 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, and I go check radar see what's going on, and I might go live or I might give an update. Well, he was giving an update this morning at about 3 a.m., and he had a cell phone sitting right next to him, and his alarm started going off, and he picks it up. He goes, "Oh, I had my alarm set for now," and he had to cancel the alarms. I do the exact same thing. I set my alarm for when I think the storms are going to start. I wake up prior to that, and then I got to shut my alarm off on my phone when I'm going live. So, good guy. Definitely give him a follow on YouTube. And again, he covered that area really, really well. And he also utilizes the LRC. So 54 degrees, slowly going up in temperature a little bit. But one thing I have noticed, remember when I showed you guys Subby's Weather Talk weather station just a second ago, right? And we had northwest winds, 52 degrees. This is what is happening. You see that direction of those winds right there? It had just now switched over to the southeast now. And those winds are going to start picking up. And here, probably in the next 30, 45 minutes, you step outside, you're going to be able to feel some of that moisture. You're going to be able to feel it starting to warm up a little bit more drastically versus gradually. So this is going to be the start where we start to get all of those ingredients pumped up here into west central Missouri. Oh, good, Mary. Yeah, great guy. And again, he actually, him and really Gary Lezak, both of them, they've been studying and putting together the LRC and Weather 2020 together over the last 20 years. So they've been working on this together, hand in hand. And of course, if anybody that has watched the Joplin documentary series on the tornado that hit Joplin on Netflix, Doug Hetty was the one they interviewed that was in that documentary. And again, he is KMOA down in Joplin, and just a great guy. So definitely give him a follow, and he's open book too. So if anybody has any questions, like Mary, if you have a question on what the forecast, when the severe storm is going to be coming in Branson, anything like that, you can always after his video update, you leave a message for him. Search for him on Facebook as well. He answers questions on Facebook the same as I do. So you can find him on Facebook also under Doug Hetty, meteorologist. So anyway, I think a lot of Doug, and I think you'll find that very beneficial for you down south where you're at. Not that I'm not going to cover any more Branson, by no means, Mary. You're always welcome here, but sometimes when we're really active up here in west central Missouri, sometimes it's nice to have maybe somebody a little bit more local to your area. And Doug does a great job. And of course, on Facebook, you can catch the news as well on Facebook. He goes live on Facebook as well. So. Hi, Norma. That's about the time these storms are going to be coming in, between 12 and 1, Norma. Thanks, sis, for the super sticker. All right, guys. So we pretty much covered everything. Don't forget also, I don't want to forget about the flooding concerns that we're going to have to deal with once all these thunderstorms move through our area today. We're looking at moderate flooding through all the rivers around in the area. So, and I say with some of these thunderstorms, it's going to be really hard for a lot of the community drainage systems to be working properly with all the rain that we have had. So, we may be in some of that flash flooding area that concern that we'll have to deal with today as well. So not lessening that threat at all, as we will have some flooding concerns we'll have to deal with here over the next couple days. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple-hour break, and again, I do expect that National Weather Service Storm Prediction Centers to start issuing likely some tornado watches, probably sometime around the 11 a.m. time frame, maybe just a little bit later than that. We're definitely gonna have to stay weather aware. And again, once those watches start coming out, then I'll try to grab a quick bite to eat. Make sure I use the restroom, and I'll be live with you guys. We'll be covering it all afternoon. So if anybody has any questions, please, I've got a few more to answer, but feel free to send me a text or a personal message on Facebook. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Might take me just a little bit, but I'll try to get them all answered for you guys. So, hi, Catherine. So we're getting ready to end this live update. If you want to, you can jump back if you missed part of it. It'll be ready to watch here in about 20 minutes on Facebook, or you can go to YouTube and be able to watch it in its entirety. So one of our storm chasers did just post this, and of course I don't know how much I really there's a Torcon index that the Weather Channel has used for years, and from Dr. Phobes, and it does have a Torcon value of 5 for our area here in west central Missouri. So again, you're actually gonna see a lot of different social media posts and stuff, and again, guys, don't get all anxious about it. Let's just work on this together. We have that threat for severe weather. We've been through this already a couple times, and we'll get through this just fine as long as you prepare and you have a plan. The 2 P's is what I like to call it. So I'll be talking to you guys probably here in the next couple hours, and until then, stay weather aware, and we'll be talking to you soon.